So, let me ask you something. Do you really want to crack a competitive exam, or do you just like the idea of cracking it? Because there's a huge difference. Liking the idea means scrolling through toppers' strategies, downloading PDFs you'll never read, or telling yourself you'll start fresh from Monday. But truly wanting it? That means dedicating your life, your time, your energy, 10, 12, even 14 hours a day, to one single mission. And here's the brutal truth. If you're not willing to give yourself completely, someone else out there already is. And that someone will take the seat, the rank, the opportunity that could have been yours. Think about this. Every competitive exam is not really about knowledge. Everyone studies. Everyone reads the same books, solves the same questions, memorizes the same formulas. Then why do only a handful succeed? Because the real exam is not written on paper. It's written inside your brain. The real exam tests who can fight their own distractions, who can sit with books when their body screams for rest, who can focus for hours without letting the phone, social media, or random thoughts drag them away. Success here is not about how smart you are. It's about how long you can stay in the game. Now, people will tell you, don't study 10 hours a day. It's unhealthy. It's impossible. But let me ask you, is the life you want, whether it's a secure government job, a medical seat, or a top college admission, easy? Is it comfortable? Number. Life after cracking these exams is not about comfort. It's about respect, stability, and freedom. And to earn that, you have to break yourself today and rebuild yourself stronger. 10 hours a day is not torture. It's training. It's proof that you can endure more than the average student. Because let's be honest, the average student quits after 3 hours. The average student gives up after 2 failures. But you are not average. If you were, you wouldn't even be watching this. And here's the part most people never realize. Studying long hours doesn't just increase your knowledge. It rewires your mind. Every time you sit through the urge to quit, every time you choose to keep reading when your body wants to sleep, you're programming your brain to obey you. You're building discipline that will outlast this exam and control every part of your life. You're not just preparing for a test, you're preparing to conquer yourself. So, before we go into techniques, drills, and strategies, I want you to burn this into your mind. 10 hours a day is not optional. It's survival. If you think it's too much, then maybe the dream isn't yours. But if you're still listening, if something inside you refuses to quit, then congratulations. You've already separated yourself from 90% of the crowd. From this moment, stop asking if you can study 10 hours a day. Start asking, how can I make sure nothing in this world stops me from doing it? Because at the end of this journey, when the results come, you won't just see a rank. You'll see the proof that you had the power to destroy every excuse, every weakness, every distraction that tried to pull you down. And that is what makes you untouchable. 1. Break your day into power blocks. The human brain is not built to focus for 10 straight hours. If you attempt that, you'll collapse in 2 days. Instead, divide your study into power blocks. 90 minutes of deep focus, followed by 15 minutes of recovery. This rhythm isn't random. It's based on how your brain cycles between high and low attention. By structuring your day into 6 to 7 such blocks, you'll reach 10+ hours without burning out. But here's the manipulation. During those 90 minutes, you must become ruthless. Switch off your phone, disable notifications, block every distraction. Even if you feel bored, even if your body aches, you stay locked in. Because this is how your mind learns obedience. If you can control yourself for 90 minutes, you can control yourself for life. Now let me tell you the real secret. It's not about how long you study. It's about how many high-intensity blocks you complete. If you finish even 6 blocks with 100% focus, you've already outworked students who fake 12 hours but spend half the time scrolling Instagram. 2. Use layered learning, not repetition. Most students waste time reading the same chapter 10 times and still forget it. That's not studying, that's self-torture. The smarter way is layered learning. On day 1, just understand the concept. Don't force memorization. On day 2, return and make notes. On day 3, solve questions. On day 7, revise your notes quickly. On day 15, test yourself. Why is this manipulative? Because your brain doesn't learn by force. It learns by revisiting information at different angles. Every layer strengthens memory until it becomes permanent. This is how toppers appear superhuman. They don't study more, they study better. If you simply repeat, you'll forget. If you layer, you'll master. And remember, every wasted page you reread blindly is another step you fall behind the competitor who is layering like a machine. 3. Train with exam conditions. Daily, here's where 90% of students fool themselves. They read all day but never practice in exam conditions. Then, on the final day, their hands shake, their brain freezes, and they blame bad luck. No, it wasn't bad luck. It was bad training. Every single day, you need at least 1 to 2 hours where you simulate the real exam. Sit down, set a timer, solve a full paper, and feel the pressure. When you do this daily, your brain rewires itself. It stops panicking under stress because it has already lived through the chaos 100 times. Think about it. If you enter the real exam and it feels just like your practice sessions, you're already 10 steps ahead of the student who faces that pressure for the first time. This is where ranks are decided, not in how much you read, but in how well you've trained for battle. 4. Ruthless time and energy management. Studying 10+ hours isn't just about sitting, it's about conserving energy. Here's the trap. If you waste your mornings on low-priority tasks like copying notes or solving easy questions, by the time you reach the hard chapters, your brain is dead. The rule is simple: hardest work first. Attack the most difficult subjects when your energy is at its peak, usually the first 2 blocks of your day. Save revision and light work for evenings. This way, even if your body crashes later, you've already finished the most important part. And one more manipulative truth: sleep is not weakness. It's a weapon. If you cut your sleep below 6 hours, your memory collapses. You may think you're studying 12 hours, but in reality, your retention drops to 50%. That means half your effort is wasted. So protect your sleep like your rank depends on it, because it does. 5. Build a war mentality against distractions. Let's not sugarcoat this. Your biggest enemy is not the exam, it's your own distractions. The phone, Netflix, endless chatting. These are silent killers of dreams. Here's the brutal perspective. Every time you give in to distraction, someone else is pushing ahead of you. So you need to weaponize your environment. Keep your phone in another room. Block apps with software. Cut toxic friends who waste your time. Create a study desk that feels like a battlefield. Books ready, notes sharp, no excuses. And remind yourself, distraction is not harmless. Every 10 minutes you lose is a question you might get wrong in the exam. Every hour you waste is another student overtaking you. You're not just losing time, you're surrendering your future. Once this hits you, distractions start to look less like entertainment and more like poison. 6. Track, measure, and break records. Here's the last pillar. What you don't measure, you can't improve. Most students guess how much they study. They say around 8 to 9 hours. Lies. The brain tricks you into overestimating. If you want results, you must measure. Use a stopwatch. Track every block. Write it in a notebook. At the end of the day, look at the total hours. If you did 9 hours yesterday, aim for 9.5 today. Break your own records. Compete with yourself until hitting 10+ hours becomes normal, not impossible. This daily competition with yourself is the ultimate manipulator, because once you taste the power of outworking your own past self, no competitor outside can touch you. You'll build momentum so strong that 10 hours won't feel like torture. It'll feel like victory. So now you know the system. 10+ hours a day isn't a punishment. It's a weapon. The real question is, are you willing to pick it up? Or will you let someone else fight with it and take the victory that could have been yours? And let's be honest, everyone claims they study hard. But I want the truth from you. Be brave for once. Tell me in the comments, how many hours did you actually study yesterday? Was it 2, 5, or did you cross the legendary 10-hour mark? Don't worry, I won't judge. Okay, maybe just a little. But remember, writing it here makes you accountable. And who knows? You might inspire someone else to push harder. So, drop your number below. Let's see who's really in this fight and who's just pretending.